it will be Manny Flywheel. Manny Flywheel and Manny Flywheel is out for the season because of Manny Flywheel, who wrecks Chick Hicks. Manny Flywheel says the truth because Chick Hicks is a cheater. But Manny Flywheel would come second place. Manny Flywheel would go airborne on lap 281 because, luckily, due to Manny Flywheel, who saves the field yet again. And he would come second yet again. And that makes him the second car to win 5 Piston Cups. Jeff Gorvette still comes second despite his poor performances in the later parts of the Dynaco 400. Dale Carrett will get yet another top 5 finish. But finishing 5th is Rowley Boltstrike, who gets yet another top 5 finish. Behind him is Dale Earnhardt, who failed to win a single race this season. And Jeff Burton somehow gets a top 10 finish. And I thought it was crazy that he finished in 19th last season. Clint Shiftright did better than he did last season, but Andrew Axler and Larry Smith, for their final seasons, get a top 20 finish. Bobby Carboni did pretty good because he got a pole for a lot of races. And James Clean Air gets a top 20 finish. Jeremy Carfield did way better this season than he did last season. Both Rickies finished behind him. And also, in 26th is Chuck Armstrong, who had a really bad season this year. But do you know who also had a bad season? Chick Hicks did. And that means that he'll finish 27th. To be fair, he was suspended for a lot of the season, only racing 14 races. And Ruby Easy Oaks is back to 30th, ahead of Mark Burnsley. But Manny Flywheel makes it into the top 40, just a little bit ahead of Joe Brakecheck in 35th. In 20th place is Sterling Carlin, who decided that next season he is going to race for a different team and have a new sponsor and new number. But Ryan Thunderbolt Jr., who is in 40th by the way, he raced most of the races that Kyle Traxon would have ran. But since Kyle Traxon was suspended for so much of the season, he didn't even make the top 40. Unlike last season, Kenny Shiftright is back in the top 40, and Jimmy Speed Car is still jumping over other cars. Ernie Gearson is in 39th because he has not had a good year. Especially when Sammy Smelter stunk on him! Manny Flywheel, who saves the field once again. Manny Flywheel, who wins the 24th race! Everyone is cheering on Manny Flywheel. Nonetheless, Michael Cartrip also finished 33rd. I don't know why this mattered, but Ricky Slood had a worse than average season. Jerry Nadrive only barely came behind him. And Manny Flywheel came 39th despite his win. Billy Oil Changer's 20th, and he had a win too. But Ryan Thunderbolt Jr. is 40th despite all the help that Kyle Traxon gave him. But luckily, Ernie Gearson is no longer having unnecessary engine failures. But Chick Hicks somehow finished 15th. Despite the fact he has no wins and missed over half the season. Manny Flywheel! Hooray! Manny Flywheel! Hooray! Barely beating out Joe Brakecheck. Joe Brakecheck's in 35th. Only 10 points ahead of Ruby Easy Oaks. And Misty Motocross has had a worse season this season. Don't tell Claude Scruggs. And also, Todd Marcus came 38th because he skipped practice a few times. And Jimmy Speedcar only finished behind Todd Marcus because Todd Marcus qualified for more races. And with Jack Rush's help, Manny Flywheel makes the top 40. Manny Flywheel somehow wrecks him while Davey Apex is midair. Manny Flywheel asks this question. Manny Flywheel! Hooray! But Manny Flywheel would lead the most laps with 71. But Manny Flywheel! Hooray! But Manny Flywheel! Hooray! But Manny Flywheel! Hooray! And Manny Flywheel! Hooray! drafter who did not qualify alongside 7 other cars who did good in practice. And these 10 cars, including Misty Motocross, Banks, and Ruby Easy Oaks, who starts 52nd from the outside. Road 21 has Sterling Carlin and Manny Flywheel. Hopefully he wrecks chicken. Manny Flywheel is 16th as of lap 300, where he wrecks chickens! 9 cars, which includes Bill Racelot, all failed to qualify for this race. These cars who failed to qualify. Why is Manny Flywheel one of them? These 10 cars, among many others, failed to qualify. And since one of them was Misty Motocross, these 8 cars, among many other cars, failed to qualify for this race. These 9 cars, among many others, failed to qualify for this race. Now onto the race. Hopefully not crash. Row 17 has Manny Flywheel! Hooray! And Manny Flywheel is 3rd as of lap 217, where he wrecks the Mean Green car. Hooray! Darren Leadfoot pulled off another surprise win. The fans didn't get exactly what they wanted with Manny Flywheel winning, but he did get his first top 10 this season and first top 5 because he finished 5th. And these 3 cars failed to qualify for this race, among many others. Now onto the race itself. Row 19 has Paunchy Wipeout, who's won a total of 1 race, and Manny Flywheel. Hopefully he falls in the crash. And oh no! Manny Flywheel's in the crash! While McQueen's busy dominating the race, Manny Flywheel would be out on lap 207 because of an engine failure. I wonder if and here's the bottom half, because the last image was the top half. And can you see how many cars are out because of Manny Flywheel? Hooray! Manny Flywheel? Who's gonna wreck the Mean Green car now? Too many cars failed to qualify for this race, with Lee Revkins in 44th, only 2 milliseconds behind Dale Carr in qualifying times. And how did over 50 cars fail to qualify for this race? For some reference, Daryl Draggard, who's the last car in this chart, qualified 98th! The reason you see Kevin Phillips, who retired 10 years ago, on here is because he tried to qualify for this race, but failed. Now onto the race. Manny Flywheel is also the car that will start 43rd, making everyone happier. Because of Manny Flywheel! Hooray! By quite a lot to qualify for this race. He, among many others, failed to qualify for this race. Now, let's get on to the race!